He's back. Yep. You hear, folks. If you watched Money in the Bank last night, you know what happened. The French Cena is back. John Cena. Excuse me for a minute. He's back. In the WWE. With that, welcome to It's All About Wrestling episode 33. Featuring me, your host, AA with the Arlo and Aaron Entertainment. And for the past few days off from SmackDown to Slammiversary and to Money in the Bank. A lot of surprises in the wrestling world these past 3 days. And more, might be more surprises tonight on Raw. We will see, right? We will see. But welcome. Once again, welcome. Episode 33. As you see, my Twitter's down below. Aaron J's fan. Like, subscribe down below. Comment, whatever. And on this topic, on the description down below, we're going to talk, obviously, we're going to go over Money in the Bank review. John Cena's back, but we're also going to go over the matches. My thoughts. Slammiversary, a lot of surprises. The ending, the cliffhanger ending to Slammiversary. Jay Wright, okay, if you know Jay Wright's an Impact, has something to do with the cliffhanger ending. Goldberg is going to be appearing on Raw tonight, apparently. And we're going to go over the Money in the Bank winners. And what the future has in store for them. And then we also got some news today, according to PW Insider, that a superstar has been moved from Raw to SmackDown. Okay. SmackDown. I'll invite other people in if they want in. I know. I'm So let's start with Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. Let's start with Money in the Bank. And also, guys, let you know, John Cena will be appearing on Raw tonight. Let you guys know. And with that, let's get on with let's get on. So Money in the Bank. I thought it was a very well show, very well booked show. I think the main event really was a really good match, a very good match between Edge and Roman Reigns. But let's start with the first match. Start with the first match. And the first match was on the pre-show. And that match featured the Usos taking on the Mysterios for the tag team titles. The SmackDown tag team titles. This match is very good. It was well placed. I mean, it was a pre-show match. I had the Mysterios retaining here, but I didn't expect Usos to win here. I thought the Mysterios were gonna win, right? But the Usos were gonna eventually win the titles at some point, like in the next few weeks to a month. I thought eventually that was gonna happen. And let me just... But that didn't happen. This match, very well placed. I like how they finished the match with the pin there. The Usos pin with the pin to end the match. And so that's a pre-show match. You saw later on backstage that Roman congratulated him for winning the tag team titles. He was happy for him. Now the hard part is now for them is to defend those titles on newcomers and stuff, challengers. That's the hard part. So at that point in the show, the family had the tag team titles for SmackDown and the Universal title. Roman had the Universal title, and the Usos have the SmackDown tag team titles. But yeah, let's kick off the show. Now, let's kick off the pay-per-view. The first match was the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I thought this match was okay at best, honestly. I thought there was a lot of miscues. But before we get to that, the competitors were from Raw, Asuka, Naomi. By the way, Naomi is now on SmackDown. She got moved to SmackDown. I think there's something to that. Maybe I'll see what it is. But I think there's something to that. But yeah, so it was Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki ASH. That's what they call her. ASH. I have no idea why. But that's what they call her. ASH. And from the SmackDown side, we had Zelina Vega, Liv Morgan, Tamina, and Natalya, the Women's Tag Team Champions. I had Zelina Vega winning. I was wrong. I know some people had Liv Morgan winning, and they were wrong. But this match, okay, it was not a bad match, but it was not like it was a so-so match. I did think there was a lot of miscues in this match. Liv Morgan definitely shined in this match. I think it was for her. It's like there's a lot of spots where she was close and then she couldn't clinch. I think that was the idea behind Liv Morgan. Was that the momentum's there, but in the end, she was successful. But she did perform well. Alexa Bliss, I like the spot where outside the ring they all stacked her under the pile of chairs because it's Alexa Bliss. You know she could become invincible, right? It's Tamina. The thing is with Tamina, there was two Hurricanes in this match, and she did sell them out from Zelina, and who was it? Liv Morgan. I forget the other one. Two Hurricanes she took, and she did not sell them well. One outside, one in the ring. She wasn't good at selling the Hurricanes. I think she was the worst in this match. Of all the ladies, she was definitely the worst in this match. And yeah, I'm like you, most of you. Why are they in this match? They should have other people involved in this match, other women. I mean, yeah, I agree. They could have had, I don't know, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox. Yeah, I could have had other. I mean, I would have had Dana Brooke instead, right? Yeah, but that's not the case. But the ending was like all of them did climb up the ladders. There was like three ladders or something like that. All of them climbed up. They're all punching each other to knock each other down. Eventually Nikki Cross or Nikki ASH was the one able to climb through all that scrummage at the tops. Scrummage, if that's a real word. I don't know if scrummage is a real word. But she was able to pull off the ladder, the briefcase, and become the winner of the women's Money in the Bank briefcase match at Money in the Bank. And she's the fourth woman to do that. Last year was Asuka. Year before was Bayley. Who was it before? Asuka, no, she's might be the fifth. So Asuka, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, and Carmella twice. Okay. And yeah, so there's your winner, Nikki ASH, Nikki Cross, your female winner of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and we'll see what it does for her down the line in the future shows. Whether she gets drafted as SmackDown, because the draft is possibly in October now, or she stays on Raw, right? We'll see how they use her. Alright, let's get to our second match of the night. Second match of the night is the Raw Tag Team titles. Osmos and AJ Styles, the Raw Tag Team Champions, taking on the Viking Raiders. Now, this match, we all know what Styles can do in the ring. This match was a coming out party for Osmos. Look, there was going to be no title change here. The Viking Raiders are not going to dethrone this team, especially with Osmos right now. And yes, and when Styles and Osmos are tag teams, if they're gonna lose, Styles should be the one taking the pin, because Osmos or Osmos, whatever his name is, Osmos, whatever, has to look strong in this match. He was strong, especially against Ivar. Ivar's a big man. Ivar's a freaking big man. He's a 300-pound man, and Osmos just basically manhandled him with ease. Body slammed off the top, another slam off the top rope, his finishing move. Ivar's a big man. And Osmos, you know what? We haven't seen a lot of him in matches, but the matches he's been in, he looks like he's getting better. I mean, he looks like a big man that, I don't know, he looks like we have something here. He's not one of these big men where like, oh, he can't do anything in the ring, he's too big and slow. No. I think He's been impressive in his time in the ring. And yeah, I think compared to other big men like Great Khali, Giant Gonzalez, whatever, this guy definitely has a future. He's not bad in the ring. He's not great. He's still learning. In his limited time in the ring, he's not gonna be a big man that's gonna be a bust. Somebody's gonna say you can't wrestle or like you suck in the ring. He's not gonna be somebody like that. I'm seeing that he can be very useful. He's useful in the ring. He's not just you bring him on slowly, have him as a bodyguard Styles until a point where they feel ready to wrestle, and they're not screwing up on this guy. They're not. W has a high vested interest in this guy, and they can clearly, and it's paying off, because he definitely could move around. He's definitely strong. He's definitely a monster, and I can see the skill. I can see the ability. I mean, he's still learning. He's not there yet, but he's getting better and better in the limited time in the ring. And he was in this match. He wasn't there for like 5 minutes. He was there being used for a lot of the time in this match against the Viking Raiders. So they're high. They're always been higher on them, right? But that's why they team up with Styles. But it looks like the trust in them is paying off. And this guy is definitely not. It's too early. He's only been wrestling a couple matches since WrestleMania. It's too early. But he's showing signs of improvement, and he's not going to be a bust in the ring. And that's okay. The question is, the limit time of talking on promos. If he ever becomes a single star, will promos, or he just be there to have a manager? They're building up as a monster. I think one of the reasons they got rid of Strowman is because they see money in this guy. And Strowman's not bad in the ring either. And I think what happened with Strowman is like, why are we paying this guy a lot of money when we have a cheaper guy who might be better in the ring longer term, like Osmos? I think that's one of the reasons they cut Strowman. I'm not saying it's right, but it's clearly a business decision. And when they have somebody that's kind of like a big man that's cheaper, that they're higher on than somebody like someone who's past his peak. His peak was 2 or 3 years ago. It's just a cheaper option. To go with the cheaper big man fresh face, and I think it's working for them because I do see a lot of I do see it. I do see skill. He's still learning, but I do see what WWE sees in him. And it's not a lot. Like, what does WWE? With WWE, like we bash on WWE for his creative process, but in the ring, when the wrestlers just go out and wrestle, and they tell their own stories in the ring, I do see how WWE sees this guy. Pairing him with Styles is perfect. Having him in the ring, having to do more stuff in the ring, seeing what he could do in the ring, like he did last night. He got more time in the ring to show what he can do, and he got the pin, rightfully so. Like, Styles is a star no matter what, but it was the right move to have this guy Osmos pin the Viking Raiders. I think it was like a throat slam or something. I don't know, a two-handed choke slam. I don't know what it was, but he just lifted Ivar with ease in this match, man. Ivar's a 300-pound man. I mean, he's a huge guy. He's a freaking beast. All right. So, match number 3. Match number 3. This was, what can I say? A long longer than normal squash match. Best I could say. Squash matches are usually short, but this is like a longer match, kind of a squash match. So in this match, you have Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston, #1 contender. In this match, Kofi got like 2 moves on Bobby Lashley, basically the whole match. This match was basically dominated by Bobby Lashley. Basically the whole. I'll say this: 98% of the match. No, 90. Okay, I'm gonna go higher. 99% of the match was dominated by Bobby Lashley. And you know what? I liked it, and I think a lot of people liked it. This match, Kofi barely got any offense in. Barely got any offense in this match. Lashley just done with the power moves because he's a power wrestler. He's a power wrestler. Basically just manhandled Kofi Kingston. It was basically... Okay, before I get to that, he had been in the full Nelson, the Hurt Lock, whatever it's called. He let go and some sort of variation of a suplex, not typical of this suplex, or something like this. I don't know what it's called. And then he gave him the Dominator. He gave Kofi Kingston the Dominator 3 times. 3 times in a row. Three times in a row he gave him the Dominator. 3 times. Yes, I'm not kidding, guys. 3 freaking times in a row the Dominator. I'm not making that up, guys. 3 times in a row. And then he put him in the Hurt Lock, his finishing move, and eventually Kofi had, you know what, can't continue on. And Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship title. And basically in the squash match, but not a typical squash match. It was like Bobby Lashley could have won this in 2 minutes. But what he wanted to do was toy. What he did was toy with Kofi Kingston. He wanted to hurt Kofi Kingston even more. He knew he could have finished him off. He could have finished him off and said, yeah, I'm going to just finish off him with him. But he wanted to show a lesson to Kofi Kingston, not to mess with him. Especially on Raw. On Raw when Bobby Lashley wanted to get the edge back that toughness, the aggressiveness. He's losing his he was becoming soft. So this match is a perfect way for him to get back his toughness, right? And by showing how by just toying, by just messing with Kofi Kingston, by just beating the crap out of Kofi Kingston, it brings that back out of him. That don't mess with me kind of guy. Don't mess with me. And yeah, it was basically like I wouldn't say it was a 10-minute match. It was basically a 5-minute squash match between Kofi Kingston and Bobby Lashley. Now Bobby Lashley, it's not gonna from the Moon Warriors, Goldberg. We'll get to that. Goldberg may be next in line at SummerSlam. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, the next match was I believe the next match was the Raw Women's title match between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. And this match was actually a very good match. These two women, I'll say, are very good in the ring when they work together. So I thought Rhea Ripley was gonna win, but I'm not surprised Charlotte wins. I'm never shocked if Charlotte wins the match. It's how WWE wants the fans to perceive Charlotte like the woman reigns of the women's division, whatever. The cream of the crop of the women's division, both brands. I'm not surprised. But this match is very good. Both power wrestlers. Charlotte did the moonsault and stuff. Rhea Ripley ran for a finishing move. Charlotte countered it. Some DDTs here and there. It was a solid overall match. Eventually, Rhea Ripley, the way this match went, Rhea Ripley got stuck in between the steel steps and the ring post, and Charlotte kicked the steel steps 3 times, basically injuring Rhea Ripley's leg, knee most specifically, and then person in the ring, figure 8, and Rhea Ripley taps out, making Charlotte Flair a new Raw Women's Champion. But what was amazing about this match was that natural selection off the top rope from Charlotte Flair to Rhea Ripley. I definitely thought that was the end of the match. When she hit that natural selection off the top rope, I'm like, yeah, that's it. Rhea Ripley ain't getting up from that. But she kicked out. Rhea Ripley kicked out. But this match was overall good. I don't know if that's for Charlotte Flair. What does it do for Rhea Ripley? I don't know what direction it's going. They'll probably have a rematch. I have no idea. Maybe Becky Lynch comes back tonight. I hope she does. Like, I would have her come back tonight. Have her at SummerSlam. Yeah, this was a good match. The pay-per-view so far was not. It was a good pay-per-view. It was a good pay-per-view. Some of the stuff made a lot of sense. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so Rhea Ripley. Loses the title to Charlotte Flair. And now, let's see something. Alright, next was the males Money in the Bank ladder match. And this match was freaking amazing. This match was amazing. We had, Big E, Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, John Morrison, Kevin Owens, and who else? One more from Raw. Drew McIntyre. This match was great. A lot of high-flying moves, especially from Ricochet and Morrison. Even Riddle, McIntyre did some high-flying moves. Seth Rollins can do. Biggie. Matt Riddle did a couple RKOs, especially one. I forget who he did it to, but from one off the ladder. It was awesome. Big E, I'm gonna get to that. Drew McIntyre looks like he was close to winning the match until Jinder Mahal's henchman came out, started to beat up on Drew McIntyre. They took him out of the ring, and Jinder Mahal told him to carry him. So they carry him out of the ring. That forcibly takes Drew McIntyre technically out of the match, even though it's no DQ. So basically, it was left down to 7 men instead of 8 men. I like that storyline. I like that. I like how they took Drew McIntyre out of the match some way, instead of having him take himself out of the ladder. I like how Kevin Owens got taken out of the match through the ladder outside Seth Rollins looks like he's gonna win, but Big E climbed. Big E, big ending to Seth Rollins off the top of the ladder. I thought it was gonna take them both out, but it didn't take out Big E as much as it took out Seth Rollins. That was the final thing. Big E goes up, and yeah, and this happens. Pulls out a briefcase, becomes some Money in the Bank briefcase holder, wins it last night. Good for Big E. We'll see where we go from here. We'll talk about that a little bit later, right? But I think also the story of it is Seth Rollins' frustration, which does tie into the main event, which was incredible. One of the best main events I've seen in a long time. So it ties into that. What happens is, well, Big E celebrates. Seth Rollins gets interviewed backstage, pissed off, frustrated, demanding that whoever wins the main event, he's next in line for the Universal title. He doesn't care if it's Edge or Roman. He was pissed off. What? I'm sorry. But yeah, so let's get to the main event of the pay-per-view. Roman Reigns taking Edge for the Universal title. And this match is freaking good, man. This match is amazing. It was intense, brutal. Obviously, Roman Reigns is retained here, but it looks like at times Roman Reigns was going to lose this match. There were times when I thought, oh, Edge is going to possibly win this match and become the new champion. But that's not the case. Roman Reigns retains. But let's go through the match. Roman Reigns beat up Edge. Edge is some of his moves from the past. Spears a couple times. Puts him in the crossface. Roman Reigns at times has a steel chair, breaks the steel chair and takes a little piece from the steel chair like Edge has been doing, putting that little piece of the steel piece from the steel chair into the mouth while he's doing the crossface. There was times that Edge would he speared Roman Reigns into the barricade. One time Roman Reigns was going to spear Edge in the barricade, but Edge moved out of the way. But at one point Edge had Roman Reigns in the crossface with the metal piece from the steel chair in his mouth. Usos were going to try to save Roman Reigns, but the Mysterios were behind them, took out the Usos. It looks like there was no referees taken out, but as it looks like Reigns was fading. Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere, gives him a kick, breaking up the submission. There's a new referee in. Roman Reigns looks like he was going for a spear, but Edge spears him. But the referee comes in, 1, 2, Roman Reigns kicks out. Seth Rollins comes back to interfere. Edge manages to take him out, but Roman Reigns hits Edge with the spear. Once Edge turns back to confront Roman Reigns, Edge hits him with the spear. 1, 2, 3, and there's your winner, defending champion, the Tribal Chief. Acknowledge him, Roman Reigns. And later on, you see Seth Rollins come into the ring and beat down a beaten Edge. Seth Rollins manages to confront Roman Reigns. Says, "I'm next in line. I'm next in line." Edge manages to come to and starts attacking Seth Rollins. They go through the back. They go through the crowd into the backstage area, and Roman Reigns gets a mic and says, "Now you have to acknowledge me." And all of a sudden, familiar music hits, and this guy comes out. This guy, John Cena, comes out. He's back in WWE. Comes back in WWE. And this is it. Confronts Roman Reigns. Hand on the shoulders like this. Hands on the waist like this. Confronts Roman Reigns, right? And then goes up to Roman Reigns. Gives him Gives him the signature, you can't see me. You can't see me. And then to end the show, as you see in the side there, this it goes up the turnbuckle, poses for the crowd, making that notifying that John Cena is back in WWE. He wanted to end the show in a surprise, right? And so yeah, John Cena is back in WWE, and he's supposed to appear on Raw tonight, apparently. That'll be very interesting. Alright, I'm interested. Like people are gonna tune in. This is gonna get the Raw ratings up. John Cena definitely is gonna get the Raw ratings up. That's basically Money in the Bank in a nutshell. Overall, it's a great pay-per-view. We'll see where things go to road to SummerSlam. John Cena and Roman Reigns is scheduled to be the main event. So it looks like Goldberg and Lashley is going to be the match for the WWE title. Edge and Seth Rollins looks like it's we know it's going to be. It's rumored to be the match. It looks like it's heading towards SummerSlam. That's going to be the match. Edge and Seth Rollins. I don't know what's going to happen in women's matches. I don't know what's going to happen to the Raw Women's title or SmackDown Women's title. This SmackDown, we're going to have a rematch between Carmella and Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. I have no idea why. I really have no idea. Alright, so with that, with Money in the Bank out of the way, guys, tremendous pay-per-view, let's talk Slammiversary. So I watched Slammiversary. I'm going to go through very quick. Impact Slammiversary. It was a very good show. I like that show. The X Division match was tremendous. Tremendous competitors. Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Petey Williams. Alexander gets the win here, but it was a tremendous match. It was a great match between all his competitors. The next match we got Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood, formerly of Emma in WWE, right? Taking on Matt Cardona and the mysterious female tag team partner. And to be honest, yeah, mysterious. No, we all knew it's gonna be Chelsea Green, his fiance. Chelsea Green recently signed with Ring of Honor to be in the women's tournament there, right? Well, Chelsea Green is, of course, teaming up with her fiance, Matt Cardona. Looks like she's fully ready to heal. She still has that bit of a wrist, what's it called? A brace on her, where her wrist is. They wrestled what was amazing, Chelsea Green did a Canadian Destroyer to Brian Myers. She got the pin over Tennille with the Unprettier. And yeah, Matt Cardona and Tennille won. Now make Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green won the match. Next we got Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards. Morrissey is formerly known as Big Cass of WWE with Enzo, soft, S-A-W-F-T, soft. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. He got the win over Eddie Edwards. It was a good match. Solid match. What else happened on that show? Tag team title match was 4 teams. The Good Brothers taking on Eric Young's team. Taking and returning of Finn Juice with Juice Robinson and Dave Finley. starting to fit Philly. Taking on Final Battle as Mysterio's new tag team partner. No way! No way used to be No Way Jose in WWE, and he didn't have the Concubine line coming down to the ring with some of the Impact roster on it. But they did not win. Good Brothers got the win here and retain the title, tag team titles, I think. I got the tag team titles, right? And yeah. And then we got this match. Deonna Purrazzo defending the Impact Women's Title Championship against a mysterious opponent. It turned out to be Thunder Rosa. What a surprise! Thunder Rosa from NWA, on NWA television and in AEW. Tremendous story with Britt Baker. Britt Baker. She and Deonna Purrazzo had a tremendous match, but Deonna Purrazzo eventually got to win here. All of a sudden, Mickie James' music hits. She invites Deonna Purrazzo to NWA. Purrazzo kind of disrespects her, and as the things get serious. And it looks like the NWA and Impact are having a cross promotion, I guess with AEW too. All those three brands, it's great. The rumor is that they want Deonna Purrazzo to face Melina in NWA. And Thunder Rosa has only been a one-time thing so far with Impact. Don't expect her on Impact Television for a while. He did have tapings on Sunday. I'm not going to spoil them. But they did have tapings on Sunday. The main event saw Sami Callihan take on Kenny Omega for the Impact title. Brutal match. Blood. Whatever. Great match. Omega got the win here. A lot of people thought he was going to lose, but he got the win. The Good Brothers come out with Don Callis to come out to celebrate. And all of a sudden, this familiar music from New Japan hits. And all of a sudden, this superstar out of nowhere, Switchblade Jay Wright, the leader of the Bullet Club in New Japan, comes out. Hangs in the crowd, goes in the ring with Omega, Don Callis, and the Good Brothers, and here's the picture. You see right here, right? They all give up the Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson go up to give the two sweet sign to Jay Wright, and then it goes off the air. My understanding is they went off there to give a cliffhanger. If you read the spoilers on Impact, you already know what happens. I'm not gonna tell you. But I already know what happens. What happens to Jay Wright, and it's gonna sound but if you already read the spoilers, you know what happens to Jay Wright of the Bullet Club. And it's kind of interesting too, man. And that's Impact Slammiversary, guys. The next pay-per-view is Bound for Glory in October. And that's their WrestleMania pay-per-view is. Pay-per-view, yeah. And let's see what else there. So, okay. Remember the Impact, Slammiversary, Money in the Bank. Also from SmackDown, let's go to SmackDown. We got Finn Balor making his return, taking out Sami Zayn with the conspiracy theory stuff. It's great to see Finn Balor back on SmackDown. That's a boost to the SmackDown brand. Love it. Okay. So let's go link and review and we'll get to the other stuff. So Raw, I'm not going to talk about. SmackDown, I'm not going to talk about. There's nothing there. Let's talk NXT. I'm going to talk about the main event first. Cross and Gargano was a good main event for NXT. But I think the story of the match here, the story of NXT after that match, it was the end when Samoa Joe raised Cross's hand when Cross won and retained. But after the match, when Samoa Joe was going to go leave the ring, Cross snatched on his submission move, and Joe went to sleep. Now what this is leading to is potentially a matchup with Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross. Probably down in the next takeover because this is evidence. But putting your hands on Kross by letting Joe get physical this way, it's evidence that Joe will wrestle. And it's just great. Kross and Joe will wrestle. A probably a takeover. I love it. It's clearly heading that way. We also saw Gigi Jolin take on Saray. Saray got the win, but apparently out of nowhere, Mandy Rose was NXT. Different. Looking different. Scouting? Eyeing? What is she doing? Managerial role? Mandy Rose is NXT. I guess this is, I don't know. She wasn't really doing anything major on the main roster, so having a bigger role at NXT is probably better for her. Because I don't know where ceiling was in the main roster. It probably wasn't very high, especially with the tag team Dana Brooke and the terrible booking. They always lose. And I don't know. We see Aaliyah and Jessica Mia lose. Aaliyah turns on Robert Stone. Aaliyah's being caught up to Raw. Maybe that's why Naomi went to SmackDown. Jessica Mia was gonna go because Stone, but Tyler Valkyrie pulled Camilla back. I like that Tyler Valkyrie. I love Tyler Valkyrie. Or I should say Frankie Monet. Sorry. But what else happened? Okay, let's go to... I don't know what else happened. I don't remember. Oh, Fyter Fest. Whoa, Fyter Fest was a freaking amazing show from top to bottom. I don't think there was a bad thing on that show. The opening match. What was the opening match? Okay, it was one of the match. Oh, Moxley versus Machine Gun and Carl Anderson for the U.S. title from Japan and New Japan U.S. title. A great match. Moxley won, retained over Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Next match was Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage for the FTF title. Tremendous match. It was a great match once again. Cage is powerful. Starks is started making. Ricky Starks gets the win here. Becomes a new FTF champion. It's not an official title, but it's still something big with some tremendous match. The Hangman promo with relationship with Omega, and then you see Elite come out. They start bashing Hangman especially with the antics last year. Remember last year with Hangman's issues with the Elite, right? And they want to go attack Hangman. Hangman knocks down. Was it Nick? No, Matt. I think it was Matt Jackson. Punches Matt Jackson. It looks like the Elite were gonna attack Hangman, but the Dark Order comes to Hangman's aid, and Hangman wants a match with Omega. He definitely wants a match for the title. Omega's like, "I'll give you a match, but it'll be a tag team match with the Elite against Dark Order and you." And that's gonna happen. I think the main event was the best match. The women's match was solid, but you know what? The main event was the best match of the night. Darby Allin defeated Ethan Page in the coffin match. I love how at the end of the match, the coffin dropped himself onto the top of the coffin and through the coffin to Ethan Page is ready inside the coffin. I love that. Fyter Fest is a tremendous show. Part 2 of Fyter Fest is this Wednesday. I don't know the matches. Let me check the matches up real quick for you guys. Got Chris Jericho versus Sean Spears. I think Jericho's going to win that. The Blade versus Orange Cassidy. Okay. And we got Nyla Rose versus Britt Baker for the women's title on Fyter Fest. Yeah, you guys got it. Okay. So let's go to other topics. I'm going to end the stream soon because, I don't know. I'm getting a little parched here. So we got Goldberg's going to be turning on Raw tonight. Is the match is going to happen with Bobby Lashley, the Universal title. No, WWE Championship. There was three possible outcomes. Who's going to face Lashley at SummerSlam? Rumored to be Lesnar. That's not happening. And the other was the Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. That's not happening. So their actual plan now is Goldberg. A lot of people are not going to like it. I understand. I think I understand why Lashley dominated Kofi, because you need somebody dominant to beat Goldberg. I know Goldberg's an old man, only get 5 minutes, but the way they book Goldberg like he's a juggernaut. So they have to have Lashley look strong in order to beat Goldberg, because that's the way they book Goldberg. It's not going to be something nobody wants to see it, but I expect Lashley to retain at SummerSlam. But Goldberg will be on Raw. Goldberg has 2 matches obligated for a year. And this will be a second match. His first match is Drew at Royal Rumble, but this will be a second match in front of a crowd. I wonder if he'll get cheered or booed. Whatever, we'll see. But they rely on Goldberg way too much, WWE. It's probably... I want to say, will Goldberg lose by a spear? Or will he tap out? Or will he give up? Or will he be laid out? Like, where he can't continue by being in a hurt lock by Bobby Lashley. Like, I don't know how good of a match it will be. He'll probably get his spears in, jackhammer or whatever in, and don't expect him to be the champion. Don't expect him to win the title, but I wouldn't pass WWE, but don't expect him to win. They need a marquee matchup, and I guess since they couldn't get Lesnar, they went to the backup plan. I think, and since they're not getting the Fiend, Goldberg is their backup plan. Another backup plan. And I do think the Fiend eventually will get a title shot or something, or in the future when Bray Wyatt's ready to come back. I don't know what they could do, because they really have to rebuild that character. I mean, that character has been driven to the ground so fast, like quickly. The rise of the Fiend and the fall of the Fiend has been one of the worst things WWE has ever done, because they quickly dropped the ball on the Fiend. As soon as they got him, right after, they quickly dropped the ball on the Fiend. Yeah, so that's Goldberg. He's back. Also, Jay White's an Impact, as I said. From the tapings, my view is what I think from see from the tapings. It kind of agrees with it goes with what I think is going to happen. So I don't want to spoil it now, because if I didn't see the tapings, I would describe it. But now since I saw the tapings, I really don't want to go into more detail because it's going to be proven right. But Money in the Bank Arena thoughts. Nikki Cross, right? She's the Nikki Ash, ASH, women's. I have no idea. We'll see the future. Like Big E, I could see maybe on Raw, being drafted to Raw and cash in on Bobby Lashley, or even challenge him to a match, cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. He could challenge him anytime, at a pay-per-view, at a Raw, at a SmackDown, during a show, after Lashley has a match. When Lashley's all tired up, he could cash in then. He could cash in, make a match, a triple threat match, a fatal four-way match, whatever. He could add himself in, and he get different many ways for him to add himself into a match. Same with Nikki Cross. I do think when Big E does cash in, he will become a champion. I don't think they're gonna make the same mistake with Otis. I think they just did it for laughs with Otis. Otis is a joke to win it. I know he was over, but unfortunately the pandemic really put a halt to his rise for Otis. But with Big E in front of a crowd, people love Big E. I don't think they're gonna make the same mistake of Big E. They better not make the same mistake of Big E. But I think whenever he cashes, he will become champion. If Nikki Cross, I have no clue. Honestly. And yes, I did say earlier today. There was a transaction made. And that transaction was Naomi has been moved to the Raw brand, to the SmackDown brand, right? Today, according to PW Insider, Naomi has been moved to the SmackDown brand. So my guess is a call up today, or there is a call, but Leah's being called up. But that's more of a trade for Leah for Brandy Rose. So it's a 1-for-1. So it's like if Naomi is going to SmackDown, it'll be like a 1-for-2. So the SmackDown roster is going to get Toni Storm, Naomi, and they have Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox. What's the Raw roster get? The Raw roster is getting thinner. Asuka, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. They have Aaliyah, Bells for Brandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Nikki ASH, and Alexa Bliss. Who else is expecting a return of Cobbs today on Raw? I don't know, man. I think Becky Lynch. Even if Becky Lynch is a part-timer for the time being, I don't know. I think, yeah. So Naomi's been moved, and Naomi's been moved to SmackDown. Oh yeah, they got Eva Marie on Raw and Piper Niven. I forgot. Or Doudrop. And yeah, so I'm gonna end this show right here, guys. So tell me what you guys think of Money in the Bank, Slammiversary, Naomi going to Raw, future for WWE and AEW. Especially WWE, what do you think they should do for SummerSlam? Are you into Roman Reigns versus Cena? Are you into Goldberg and Lashley, Edge and Rollins? What do you think they're gonna do for the Raw Women's title and the SmackDown Women's title for SummerSlam? I think Becky Lynch is coming back for SmackDown. Becky Lynch is coming back for Raw, and I think Sasha Banks is coming back for SmackDown. So, I'm going to do a pop culture show. I might do a live draft for NHL and NBA next week. So yeah, before I let you guys go, here.
sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
Excuse me for a sec. I want to test something out before I end this.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
That's what I think, you guys. Before I let you guys go, check out the Kevin Nash on Broken Skull sessions on you can watch it on the network or Peacock, wherever you're. So yeah, Thursday pop culture. We talk, comics, movies, video games, whatever, TV shows. I might do a sports show Saturday, and the live streams off of the NHL and NBA, and video game streams maybe. So yeah, come check me out. Here we go. That's my Twitter account down there, Aaron Jace fan. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and see you soon. Take care.